You know, it's been so long I don't even know how to do intros anymore, to be honest. Hey, what's up you guys, it is Sparxxyy and welcome back to another episode of Koopa Q&A. As well as that, welcome back to another video. It has been a very long time since I last did a video, and I want to apologise for that. Now, the main reason I haven't been doing videos is because I've been struggling with my personal life recently, and I've just been putting that first, you know, just trying to be mentally and emotionally stable, hold down a job, and also succeed in education. But on a real note, life has been very hard lately, so I'm sorry that I have not been doing videos, but I've been active on social medias and stuff, so you can follow me on those, links in the description. I think this is the third episode of Koopa Q&A, so I'm just gonna look to see what questions I got. Bear with me. You may notice that the quality of the video is better because recently I got a new phone. I have an iPhone 7 now. Probably not as great, but it's better than my iPhone 6, just put it that way. So while I'm entering these details, if you want your question to be featured in the next episode of Koopa Q&A, just comment down below on any Koopa Q&A video your Sly Koopa question and I will answer it if it's not already been asked. Okay, first question today is from Laurie the Gamer. Which game has the best soundtrack in your opinion? Now this is kind of biased, but I think Sly 1. I find the Sly 1 soundtrack so memorable, but to me that's just extremely subjective because Sly 1 was like such a nostalgic game to me because it's one of the first video games I ever properly got into. So, but without any sort of biasness, I will have to say realistically probably Sly 3. Even though Sly 3 is my least favourite Sly game out of the bunch, I do believe that the soundtrack was something to remember. Like, I'll just be living my life and then all of a sudden the Venice soundtrack will just get stuck in my head and I'm like, why? Next question is from Cyprian's Music. Sorry if I pronounce any of your guys' names wrong. Who is more better, Sly Trilogy or the original Sly PS2? Now he put a laughing face at the end of this, but I actually think this is quite a good question because even though they are only HD remakes, there are still some faults within. Now, I obviously prefer the Sly Trilogy in terms of graphics because the game is in HD, but I've noticed with Sly 1 there are a lot of sort of mistakes. Firstly, the Sly 1 Ms. Ruby boss battle is completely ruined. In the trilogy, all of the buttons and sound effects are out of sync, so it just makes the boss fight 10 times more difficult. On the Vita version of the Sly Trilogy, they've remixed a lot of the music, and I do not like the remixes, especially for A Cunning Disguise in Raleigh's Hub World. That remastered soundtrack in that level is unbearable. I literally had to mute it. I hated it. And obviously the remix for High Class Heist, that I didn't really like that. I preferred the original soundtrack. But in terms of Sly 2 and 3, on the trilogy, miles better. You know, it's just better, it looks better. But I do prefer the PS2 Sly 1 to the trilogy Sly 1, if that makes sense. Okay, next question is from Ben Magnus. He says, have you ever written a Sly Koopa fanfiction story? He is asking multiple questions, so I'm just going to answer one by one. To answer that first question, I have not ever written fanfiction for Sly Koopa or any fanfiction of any kind. Also, if they ever release a Sly Koopa remastered trilogy for the PS4, do you think they should bring Kevin Miller back as a Sly or get someone new? Also, oh no, he said, I personally believe that Nolan North would do a brilliant interpretation of Sly Koopa, but what do you think? Now, obviously this is me just being a fangirl, but I will say that Kevin Miller should return for Sly. One, he is just Sly Koopa, and two, you can tell that Kevin Miller likes the Sly franchise because he still keeps in touch with Sly Koopa fans, including myself. He actually follows me on Twitter and a lot of Sly fans and Sly YouTubers on Twitter, so that's pretty cool. But I would have to say Kevin Miller. I mean, if Kevin Miller isn't available to, you know, say, reprise his role as Sly, then yeah, sure, I reckon Nolan North could pull it off as long as he could do the Sly voice. And obviously there was a different voice actor for Sly in the Sly movie, I can't remember his name, but I thought he sounded pretty good. I mean, everybody hated because it wasn't Kevin Miller, but to be honest, I actually liked the Sly voice in the movie trailer. I thought he was pretty good. But I will have to say that I think that Kevin Miller would and should come back as Sly if there was a Sly 5 or if they remastered the game. Okay, next question is from Kbab. What do you think about the zombie mission in China in Sly 3? You know, I actually don't remember that mission. Let me Google it real quick. Oh, are you talking about the General Tsao boss fight where zombies rise from the ground? Is that what happens? I'm so sorry. It's actually been so long since I last played Sly 3. It's been years. I think I know what you're talking about. If you're talking about a General Tsao boss fight, then yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the boss fight. Probably one of the most memorable boss fights for me. I always went back to that boss fight when I was younger. But yeah, it's alright. Next question is from Shrev64. What are your ideas for the name for Sly 5? I have not actually thought about it, but in like leaks or fan art or teasers, not even like real teasers, just people doing like fan-made Sly 5 stuff, it has always been named Sly 5 Master of Thieves, and I think Master of Thieves would actually be an extremely good title for the game. So I'm just going to be cliche and say Master of Thieves, because I have like my heart set on that. Like if they were to do a Sly 5 and it were to be called Master of Thieves, I would be happy about that, absolutely fine. Next question is from Tabriz. Have you ever played any Metal Gear Solid games? If so, have you seen any parallels, comparisons between those games and the Sly Cooper games? I have not played Metal Gear Solid, however my brother plays a lot of Metal Gear Solid, and yes, I can see parallels between the two games. I believe that the Binocucom cutscenes are actually inspired from Metal Gear Solid in Sly, because there are actually, obviously, they talk through like a binocular or Binocucom kind of thing in Metal Gear Solid, and it's the same for Sly Cooper as well. And also, I feel like maybe, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, just because Sly is a like stealth game or has stealthy aspects, it copied, but I feel like, you know, the parallel and the inspiration of like this stealth sort of aspect comes from Metal Gear Solid, but who knows. I believe that the final question today is from Basub, who is another Sly Cooper YouTuber, so I recommend you go and check him out. If Sly 1 ever gets a reimagining, would you rather have sort of a step-by-step remake or a version of Sly 1's story and locations but with the gameplay from Sly 2, 3 and 4? This includes health meter, other playable characters and jobs and missions. Personally, I think if they ever remade a Sly 1, they should like completely remodel all the characters from ground up with today's graphics for a PS4 or PS5. There's a lot of rumours about that lately. And same with the levels and all of the character models and characters. They should do that from the complete ground up like they've done with Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. However, I think I prefer Sly 1 because you only play as Sly. I know that's like kind of bad. Like I've never really enjoyed playing as Bentley and Murray as much as I enjoyed playing as Sly and the other characters. But I think the way Sly 1 is absolutely perfect. But with the health meter, again, like I liked the health meter, like it helped me keep track, but I also liked the Lucky Charm system. I thought that was very unique, and that's kind of what made Sly 1 stand out, with just little things like that. And I liked the linear gameplay as well. I tend to like games with a linear gameplay, so I think I'm gonna have to say that I would rather have it how it was, but like the story and everything the same, but it come back, like all the voice actors come back and like reprise their roles, and you know, all of the graphics redone and everything just kind of done from scratch again to today's standard. That would make me so I and it's actually been 16 years since Sly 1 come out, so I don't know, maybe when we reach the 20-year mark in 4 years time, maybe we'll get a reimagining, who knows, but it's highly unlikely because Sly Cooper is just underrated as hell. Okay, I believe that is all the questions I got for last episode, so thank you so much to everybody who asked me a question. I really do appreciate it. Again, please do ask me questions for the next video. Obviously, I can't keep this series going if people do not ask me Sly Cooper related questions, because then what am I going to do? I mean, this series is pretty much down to you guys whether you want to ask questions, and if I get enough questions, then obviously I'll do another episode. So if you guys want to ask me any Sly Cooper related questions, obviously I can't give you the answers to when Sly 5 comes out because nobody knows that, You know, I don't work for these industries. I'm just an 18-year-old girl sat in her room who's a Sly Cooper fan and just gives my opinion when you guys ask me Sly Cooper questions. So that's pretty much it. So if you guys want to ask any Sly Cooper questions, just ask them down below in any Cooper Q&A related video. Without further ado, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and also thank you guys for being so patient with me. I know it's a pain in the ass because I just disappear for like months and only do live streams and I tweet, but I never make videos. I've just been so unmotivated lately with, you know, my creative side because college pretty much zaps up all of that, and adulting is difficult, so I find it very stressful, so I need like as much time to myself. But I promise that I will start making more videos when I can. It's just also I lack ideas as well. My content's a bit all over the place. You know, sometimes I'll be doing, you know, Sly Cooper videos, Life is Strange, Sims, random videos, but it doesn't matter. They're all video games, right? So doesn't really matter. But anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye and take care.